So let's start with Bill. You get the pride of place here, Bill, because you're 108. Bill joined the Navy in 1935 from Plains, Georgia. I recall, didn't we have a president from Plains, Georgia?
Yes, Jimmy Carter.
Jimmy Carter. Did you know Jimmy Carter?
I knew Jim and old Jimmy Carter and all his mother's side of the family since he was a small child.
And he joined the Navy also. He was a Navy nuclear engineer, right?
Yes, and you know why he came out of the Navy?
Why?
His father died, so he got out of the Navy to take over his father's peanut business.
So he was planning on making a career of the Navy. He was a graduate of the Naval Academy, and then his father died, and he got out of the Navy to take over the family farm.
Right.
What made you want to join the Navy in 1935?
It's hard to say. I grew up on a family farm in southwest Georgia. I had a brother-in-law in the Navy, and it made me feel like I wanted to go there too.
And when you joined the Navy, you joined before the war, of course. You ended up serving for 10 years in the Navy on 10 different ships.
I had 10 years and 2 months, and I'd had to count them up on the ships. I had heavy cruisers and destroyer tenders and light seaplane tenders and destroyers. And destroyers were my favorite ship.
Why?
I don't know.
Can you make something up?
Well, you knew everybody on the ship. And around close to 300 people on the larger destroyers.
That's right.
And you knew them all by name.
That's right. I mean, that's my understanding, is what made the tin can sailor experience, or the destroyer experience, so different from serving on a battleship or a carrier, was that it was more tightly, you all knew each other. It was a little more casual.
You remember destroyers was usually called tin cans?
Yeah.
You know why?
Why?
The hull of the ship was only about 5/8 of an inch thick.
That won't stop much.
No, it wouldn't. It's speed. We depended on speed. We could do up to over 40 knots.
40 knots on a destroyer.
Yeah.
So you moved fast, it was small, it was a tight-knit group. You guys were called like the Dungaree Navy because you didn't have to wear the dress whites and salute and all that nonsense that they do on battleships and command ships. Where were you, do you remember December 7th, 1941?
December 7th, 41, I was about 2 days out of Pearl Harbor on the way to Midway.
How did you hear about the bombing?
Radio. I had gone to work right after breakfast, and I sat down on the company Morse code about 10 minutes after 8, along that. A message from Pearl Harbor says, Air raid Pearl Harbor, and they added, "This is not a drill." You know why? We radiomen, when we weren't busy, we'd make up some dummy messages and practice. Going back and forth between the ships. And that's why they added that, "This is not a drill." Air raid Pearl Harbor, this is not a drill.
So what did your ship do when you got that message?
Well, we stayed with our fleet. And the Lexington, aircraft carrier Lexington, we were escorting it to Midway with the Marine fighter planes.
And how did life change after war was declared and now you're at war?
Well, we just had to be more careful about what we did, like, for instance, smoking topside at night.
Yeah.
You didn't dare do that.
It was really a change. The amazing thing about your service is you were there from the very beginning of the U.S. involvement in the war to the very end. And you were there, for example, when kamikazes were attacking ships.
Yes, and one attacked us.
And which ship was that?
USS Lexington.
And when did it attack?
What happened?
Yeah. What happened?
It blew a hole in the side of the ship about 30 feet long and 12 feet deep, partly above and partly below the waterline. And we had 3 people down in one of the magazines and the hatch open. And when the water started coming in, one of the guys reached up and pulled that hatch closed. And they were in there 6 hours before they could get out. But they were kept informed of what was going on. They had this Air Force.
And was that ship, the Claxon, the famous one, famous to me, I guess, where mattresses were used to plug the hole?
Yes.
How did that work?
It didn't completely stop the water from going in, but it stopped it enough that they could pump the water out faster than it was going in.
Can I ask you a really dumb question, Bill?
All questions done.
All my questions are dumb. Were you ever scared?
Well, I've had people ask me that many times. I said, I don't know. I may have been, but I had a job to do and I did it.
That's what other vets have told me. You're so busy that at the moment you're not scared.
I was a chief radioman on the ship. And, well, when we got into war, I wasn't a chief petty officer, but I came back to the States and commissioned a new ship. And I got promoted on that.
Do you have any advice for how to live to be 108?
Keep breathing.
Thank you, Bill.